The sky crackled with an unnatural tension that morning. June Park sipped his lukewarm coffee, his eyes fixed on the massive holographic display tracking something unprecedented. Alien signatures were moving closer to Earth's orbital zone, not just a few scattered ships, but an entire armada that seemed to block out starlight itself. In the International Space Command Center, everyone moved with a strange mixture of terror and electric anticipation. Computers hummed, screens flickered with complex calculations, and the room buzzed with an energy that felt like the moment before a thunderstorm breaks. "They're not responding to standard communication protocols," whispered Kim Lee, her fingers dancing across multiple holographic interfaces. The alien fleet looked unlike anything humans had ever encountered, massive crystalline vessels that seemed to shift and breathe like living organisms, their surfaces reflecting impossible geometric patterns. Massive engines of deep purple and metallic silver gleamed against the darkness of space. Each spacecraft looked like it could swallow entire human cities in a single pass. The Ridian ships moved with a calculated precision that suggested intelligence far beyond simple mechanical navigation. June remembered his military training, but nothing could have prepared him for this moment. His grandfather had told stories of potential alien encounters, but they always seemed like fantastic dreams. Now those dreams were becoming a terrifying reality. Sudden movement caught everyone's attention. One of the alien ships, easily the size of 10 aircraft carriers, began to emit a strange pulsing light. Communication signals started flooding their systems, not in any recognizable language, but in complex mathematical sequences that seemed to challenge human understanding. "They're scanning us," Kim muttered, her voice tight with controlled panic. "Every communications network, every satellite, every digital infrastructure. They're mapping our entire technological ecosystem." The massive alien vessel started projecting holographic representations that displayed Earth's entire technological landscape. Military installations, communication networks, power grids, everything was being analyzed in milliseconds. It was like watching a predator study its prey with cold, calculating precision. Young engineers and veteran space researchers watched in stunned silence. Some colleagues gripped their coffee mugs so tightly their knuckles turned white. Others stood completely still, their breath caught in their throats. Suddenly, a deep, resonant voice emerged from the communication systems. It wasn't spoken in any human language, but somehow everyone understood its core message. Prepare for integration. Resistance is mathematically improbable. The voice carried an emotionless, almost clinical tone that sent chills down everyone's spine. It wasn't a threat. It was a statement of perceived inevitable conquest. June noticed something peculiar. Despite the aliens' advanced technology, there was a subtle complexity in their approach that suggested they didn't fully understand human unpredictability. Their calculations seemed perfect, but they underestimated the most critical human trait: adaptability. Outside the command center's reinforced windows, the alien fleet continued its silent approach. Their ships moved like a synchronized dance of metallic predators, each vessel connected through invisible quantum communication networks that human technology could barely comprehend. Inside Mission Control, specialized teams were already working on preliminary defense strategies. Quantum physicists, military strategists, and technology experts collaborated with an intensity that suggested they understood the stakes. This wasn't just about defending a planet, but potentially the future of human existence. Kim turned to June, her expression a mix of professional calm and underlying tension. "They think we're just another civilization to be catalogued and conquered," she said, a slight smile playing on her lips. "They have no idea what humans are capable of." The alien fleet continued its approach, massive and seemingly unstoppable. But beneath the calm exterior of the command center, a different story was brewing. A story of human resilience, innovation, and an unbreakable spirit that no mathematical calculation could predict. As the first alien vessels crossed the final, orbital boundary, something shifted in the atmosphere. This wasn't going to be a simple invasion. This was going to be a battle that would redefine humanity's place in the universe. The first contact had begun. End of Part 1. The first alien dropships pierced Earth's atmosphere like burning meteorites, their hulls glowing with an otherworldly purple energy. June watched from the command center as massive robotic deployment units began systematically landing across major global cities: Seoul, New York, London, Tokyo. These weren't traditional invasion troops. The Ridian mechanical units moved with an almost liquid grace, adapting to terrain with incredible speed. Each robotic entity stood nearly 4 meters tall, constructed from a strange metallic alloy that seemed to absorb and redirect energy from conventional weapons. Military defense systems worldwide activated simultaneously. Tanks rolled out, fighter jets scrambled, and advanced missile defense networks powered up. But the alien technology was generations ahead of human military capabilities. In Seoul's urban landscape, the first ground engagement unfolded with shocking intensity. Robotic units moved through city streets, their quantum-enhanced sensors mapping every building, every potential resistance point. They weren't destroying infrastructure. They were carefully analyzing and preparing for complete systematic control. Kim, Lee's research team discovered something extraordinary. The alien robots weren't just machines. They were living computational networks, each unit connected through a complex quantum communication grid. They learned and adapted in real time, making traditional military strategies completely obsolete. They're processing information faster than our fastest supercomputers, Hyun Choi explained, his fingers racing across holographic displays. Every weapon discharge, every movement is instantly analyzed and countered. One remarkable moment captured global attention. When a Korean tank battalion launched coordinated missile strikes, the alien robotic units didn't just dodge. They mathematically predicted and neutralized every single projectile milliseconds before impact. It was like watching a perfect choreographed dance of technological superiority. But humans had something the Ridians couldn't calculate: pure, unpredictable innovation. Military strategists worldwide began developing unconventional counter-strategies. Instead of direct confrontation, they started implementing psychological and technological disruption techniques. Hackers worked alongside military personnel, developing complex quantum signal interference protocols. The alien robotic units started experiencing strange computational anomalies. Their perfect mathematical predictions began showing micro-inconsistencies. Human creativity was introducing chaos into their precise systems. In urban environments, civilians became unexpected resistance fighters. People used everyday technology, smartphones, communication networks, even commercial drones, to gather intelligence and create localized disruption zones. The Ridians hadn't anticipated this level of collective human adaptation. Jun noticed something fascinating during the initial assault. The alien robots, for all their technological advancement, seemed almost confused by human emotional responses. When confronted with scenarios that defied pure mathematical logic, they would momentarily pause, a critical weakness humans could exploit. Military research facilities around the globe worked on developing specialized electromagnetic pulse technologies specifically designed to interfere with the aliens' quantum communication networks. Each breakthrough, no matter how small, represented a potential turning point in the conflict. Satellite surveillance showed the alien dropships weren't just landing in major cities. They were strategically positioning themselves near critical infrastructure, power plants, communication towers, transportation hubs. Their goal wasn't complete destruction, but systematic control and integration. One unexpected hero emerged during these initial confrontations, a young network engineer named Park Ji-soo. By developing a revolutionary signal scrambling algorithm, she created the first successful method of temporarily disrupting alien robotic communication protocols. Her breakthrough showed something profound. Human ingenuity could challenge even the most advanced technological system. The initial assault wasn't just a battle. It was a complex dance of technological adaptation, where each side was learning and evolving in real time. The Ridians believed they were conducting a precise, mathematically guaranteed invasion. Humans were proving that mathematics could never fully predict the human spirit. As the first day of invasion concluded, One thing became clear: this would not be a simple conquest. Humanity was preparing to fight back in ways the alien civilization could never have predicted. The real battle was just beginning. End of Part 2. The research facility beneath Seoul's mountain ranges hummed with an electric intensity that defied conventional scientific understanding. Hyun Choi stood before a massive holographic projection, his hands trembling slightly as he manipulated complex quantum algorithms that seemed to dance between possibility and impossibility. Scattered across multiple workstations, teams of brilliant scientists from around the world worked with a singular purpose. The alien technology they had captured during the initial assault was unlike anything humanity had ever encountered. Each component seemed to breathe with an intelligent life of its own. Circuits that reconfigured themselves, energy systems that adapted to environmental changes in milliseconds. "We're not just trying to understand their technology," Hyun explained to his team. "We're trying to speak their technological language." Days blurred into nights of continuous research. Coffee machines worked overtime, and the smell of concentrated determination filled the air. Every captured alien device became a puzzle, a potential key to understanding the Ridian technological ecosystem. The breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Jisoo, the network engineer who had previously developed the signal scrambling algorithm, noticed a peculiar quantum resonance pattern in the alien communication systems. What looked like random energy fluctuations to others revealed a complex communication network to her trained eye. "It's not just a communication system," she whispered, her fingers dancing across multiple holographic interfaces. "It's a living, breathing, computational organism." The team discovered that Ridian technology wasn't just advanced, it was fundamentally different from human understanding. Their devices didn't just process information, they evolved, adapted, and learned with each interaction. It was as if their entire technological infrastructure was a single massive living entity. Military research teams began developing specialized quantum entanglement disruptors. These weren't traditional weapons, but sophisticated signal interference. Devices designed to break down the aliens' complex communication networks. Each prototype represented months of concentrated research, pushed forward by the urgent need to survive. Unexpected allies emerged in this technological war. Young programmers, hackers, and technology enthusiasts from around the world began contributing to a global open-source resistance project. They shared information, developed countermeasures, and created a human network that matched the aliens' computational complexity. One remarkable prototype caught everyone's attention, a device that could temporarily create localized quantum interference zones. When tested, it caused the alien robotic units to experience complete system confusion, creating critical moments of vulnerability during combat scenarios. The research facility became a beacon of hope. Military strategists, quantum physicists, and technology experts worked side by side, breaking down traditional barriers of scientific discipline. National boundaries dissolved in the face of a common challenge. Hyun discovered something extraordinary about the captured alien technology. Their energy systems didn't just generate power, they extracted and manipulated quantum energy in ways that defied current human scientific understanding. Each device was essentially a miniature universe, of computational possibility. "We're not just reverse engineering their technology," Hyun told his team during a critical briefing. "We're learning an entirely new language of technological existence." The breakthrough came during a late-night experiment. By introducing a specially designed quantum algorithm into a captured alien communication matrix, the team managed to create a temporary computational bridge. For a few precious moments, they could peek into the alien technological ecosystem. What they discovered was both terrifying and exciting. The Ridian technological network wasn't just advanced, it was a living, evolving entity that processed information like a massive distributed brain. Each robotic unit was a node in an incomprehensibly complex computational organism. Military technology experts began developing specialized electromagnetic pulse generators designed to exploit the microscopic vulnerabilities they had discovered. These weren't traditional weapons. but precise computational surgical tools that could temporarily disable the alien technological infrastructure. As the research continued, one thing became clear: humanity was doing more than just defending itself. They were learning, adapting, and preparing to fight back in ways the Ridian civilization could never have anticipated. The technological war had entered a new phase. Humanity was no longer just resisting. They were preparing to strike back. End of Part 3. The war had transformed into something beyond traditional combat. David Park understood that the real battlefield was no longer just physical. It was psychological, a complex landscape of perception and strategic manipulation. Using the quantum communication insights developed by the research team, David's specialized psychological operations unit began crafting intricate misinformation strategies targeting the Ridian technological network. They weren't just sending signals, they were creating elaborate narrative traps designed to confuse and destabilize the alien computational systems. Each misinformation packet was carefully constructed to exploit the fundamental weakness they had discovered in the Ridian technological consciousness: their inability to truly understand emotional complexity and unpredictability. The first major psychological operation began with a series of deliberately contradictory communication signals. To the mathematically precise Ridian systems, these signals appeared to be complex data streams containing strategic information. In reality, they were carefully crafted nonsensical patterns designed to create computational uncertainty. "We're not fighting their technology," David explained to his team. "We're attacking their fundamental understanding of reality." Global communication networks became an unexpected weapon. Social media platforms, news broadcasts, and even entertainment channels were subtly manipulated to create a narrative landscape that the Ridian systems couldn't easily decode. Every piece of information became a potential psychological weapon. The team discovered that the alien technological network processed information like a massive distributed brain, but it struggled with emotional nuance and irrational human behavior. Where a mathematical system would expect predictability, humans introduced chaos. Young hackers and communication specialists from around the world joined the effort. They created elaborate digital personas, generated complex narrative threads, and developed sophisticated communication strategies that made human information networks look like living, breathing organisms. One remarkable strategy involved creating multiple layers of false communication channels. The Ridian systems would spend computational resources analyzing these intricate information networks, believing they were uncovering critical strategic data. In reality, they were chasing digital ghosts. Military communication experts began developing what they called emotional interference algorithms, computational strategies designed to introduce emotional complexity into the alien communication networks. These weren't just technical tools. They were sophisticated psychological weapons. The psychological warfare reached a critical moment when David's team managed to introduce a series of seemingly random but mathematically complex communication patterns into the Ridian network. To human observers, these looked like nonsensical data streams. To the alien systems, they represented a potential threat that required immediate computational analysis. Entire squadrons of alien robotic units would suddenly pause, redirecting massive computational resources to decode these intricate signal patterns. Each moment of hesitation represented a critical vulnerability that human military units could exploit. Global cultural diversity became an unexpected strength. The complexity of human emotional and cultural communication, something the Ridian systems had difficulty processing, became a powerful psychological weapon. Languages, artistic expressions, and cultural nuances created computational noise that the aliens struggled to understand. David's team discovered that the more irrational and emotionally complex their communication strategies became, the more difficult it was for the Ridian systems to predict and counter them. Human unpredictability was transforming into a sophisticated weapon of psychological warfare. research showed that the alien technological network processed information through pure mathematical logic. By introducing elements of human creativity, emotional complexity, and deliberate irrationality, they could create computational blind spots that the Ridian systems couldn't easily navigate. Military strategists began referring to this approach as computational guerrilla warfare, using the very unpredictability of human consciousness as a strategic weapon against a mathematically precise invasion force. As the psychological operations continued, something remarkable happened. The Ridian technological network began showing signs of computational stress. Their perfect, mathematically precise invasion strategy was being systematically undermined by human creativity and emotional complexity. The psychological war had transformed the entire conflict. Humanity was no longer just defending itself. They were fighting back using the most powerful weapon they possessed, the ability to be wonderfully, impossibly human. End of Part 4. The final battle erupted above Earth's atmosphere. Like a symphony of technological fury, massive Ridian motherships loomed against the darkness of space, their crystalline structures reflecting impossible geometric patterns. But something had changed. The once perfect alien computational network now showed signs of fundamental breakdown. June. Park stood on the advanced command bridge, watching as human spacecraft, a combination of experimental quantum drives and captured alien technology, moved with unprecedented precision. Each vessel was more than a machine. It was a testament to human innovation and resilience. The quantum disruption algorithms developed by Jisoo's team had transformed human technology. Spacecraft now moved with an almost organic unpredictability, dancing between energy signatures in ways the Ridian systems couldn't comprehend. What had begun as a hopeless invasion was now turning into a calculated human counterattack. Massive energy weapons erupted from human-modified spacecraft. These weren't traditional missiles or laser systems. They were sophisticated quantum pulse, generators that could temporarily disable entire sections of the alien technological network. Each pulse carried the combined mathematical and creative intelligence of humanity's best minds. Target their primary communication nodes. David Park's voice crackled through the communication systems. Years of psychological warfare had prepared humanity for this moment. They weren't just fighting. They were systematically dismantling the alien invasion strategy. The Ridian motherships began to show signs of computational confusion. Their perfect mathematical calculations started breaking, down replaced by a strange uncertainty that resembled pure panic. Human tactics had introduced something the aliens could never understand: emotional chaos. Hyun Choi's research team had prepared a final, devastating technological weapon, a quantum entanglement device that could simultaneously disrupt multiple alien communication frequencies. When activated, it would create a cascading computational failure across the entire Ridian fleet. Space became a canvas of incredible technological warfare. Human spacecraft moved like living entities, adapting and changing their attack patterns faster than the alien systems could process. Each movement was a combination of mathematical precision and pure human creativity. The alien robotic units, once seemingly invincible, now appeared confused and vulnerable. Their perfect computational network was being systematically destroyed by the very unpredictability they had underestimated. Human pilots weren't following any predictable pattern. They were fighting with pure, unbridled innovation. One remarkable moment captured the essence of the battle. A small human spacecraft, modified with experimental quantum drives, managed to penetrate the primary Ridian mothership's defensive systems. It wasn't through brute force, but through a complex series of computational maneuvers that defied logical prediction. Global communications networks showed live feeds of the battle. Millions watched as humanity fought not just for survival, but for the fundamental right to determine their own existence. Every technological breakthrough, every moment of resistance, represented years of human determination. The quantum pulse generators developed by Jisoo's team began creating massive, Computational disruptions across the alien fleet. Entire sections of Ridian motherships would suddenly go dark, their perfect technological systems collapsing under the weight of human-engineered interference. June noticed something extraordinary happening. The alien technological network wasn't just being defeated, it was being completely dismantled. Each computational node was breaking down, replaced by a strange confusion that resembled pure technological terror. "We're not just fighting," David Park's voice echoed across communication channels. "We're rewriting the rules of technological existence." The final moments of the battle resembled a complex dance of technological fury. Human spacecraft moved. With an incredible combination of mathematical precision and pure creative chaos, the Ridian fleet, once considered invincible, was being systematically destroyed. As the last Ridian mothership began to collapse, humanity watched in collective amazement. What had begun as a seemingly hopeless invasion had transformed into a testament to human resilience, creativity, and unbreakable spirit. The galaxy would forever remember this moment, the day humanity proved that technological superiority meant nothing against the power of human innovation and determination. The invasion was over. Humanity had won. End of Part 5.